and I want to say good afternoon to Devin, who is the first person to pop up. So, hey, Devin, I don't know where you are, but hello from São Paulo, Brazil. And I've been excited about today. I'm real excited because Nicole Michelle is one of those women that, and this is terrible what I'm about to say, I send her content to women who need to hear the gospel. Most of them just get mad, and then they end up following her, and then they don't want to tell me till later when they slip and say something because they don't want to admit to me that a grizzly savage man like me actually sent something to them that they could use because they're mad because of the way I talk about things. I'm like, listen, I'm giving you the game, but she's telling you all the secrets because I've told you in chat rooms where I've watched you talk, you're giving these women secrets that we don't really need you talking about publicly. Like, you're telling them stuff that I wish you would just keep to yourself. Because as men, we get certain advantages that none of y'all ever figure out.
No, that wouldn't be fun, Yusef. No.
Hey, Jeffrey. So I want to do this. I want to give her the all-star welcome. First, I'm going to say hello to brother. I can't do two things at once, so y'all know when I start typing, it's a bad thing. So I want everybody to say hello to someone who have been putting out quality content on YouTube, and just, I don't know how I stumbled across her, but I know that I run among a few different groups of truly savage and uncouth men. And she will go into the lion's den and never break frame. No matter what is said to her, she remains in this beautiful feminine, way that other men start just jumping out to protect her because they're like, well, wait a minute, they can't make her act like a savage. And I'm like, who is this woman? Because I see other women.
Who is this woman?
I'm like, who is this woman? And they start slobbering and getting angry at her. And I'm like, she just won't let them. She'll say, no, that's okay. So here's what we're going to do first. Nicole Michelle, I'm going to show you a few of her things because for everybody watching, one of the things I want you to do is go check her out. I'm going to share screen. First, I'm going to show you, because a lot of folks have Instagram, the inner beauty movement. And I'm not even going to try to pretend to explain that. I'm going to let you guys explain it. That's her inner beauty movement Instagram page. And I want everybody to go and click hello on that and make sure you do it. But I'm going to also show you the big one. This is the one that this is the one that got everyone's attention. It's her YouTube page. Her YouTube page, I'm going to show it to you right now. By the way, you changed something with your fonts and your scripts. It looks all expensive now, some high rent. Check this out, folks. Did you design that, or did you contract somebody to do it?
I pay people to do that kind of stuff. Some dude from Russia did it.
There you go. Hey, people know who I am and what I do. They know that I am one of those people. I live in São Paulo, Brazil. I'm an American that's lived all over the world in about 15 countries and 5 continents. And I work off my laptop. So I know what it's like. When you say I hired some guy abroad to do it, people hire me to do those things. But let's do this. What have I forgotten to tell them about you? When somebody says, Nicole, who are you and what do you do?
I am Nicole Michelle, Femininity influencer of the Inner Beauty Movement. And so basically what I do is help women get more in touch with their feminine core. I believe that modern women have gravitated away from that due to all the moving parts. I guess we'll discuss that later on. So the movement came from a book that I wrote, The Inner Beauty Movement Presents From Hello to I Do, which is available on Amazon. And so it's just kind of snowballed into this, and my followers or supporters from Facebook were like, well, they're just censoring you too much. You need to go to YouTube. And that's how I came to YouTube, because I really wasn't ready to really go to YouTube, but here I am. And so I'm trying to reach the world and help women just get more in touch with their feminine core, understand masculinity, hypergamy, securing the bag, all of that good stuff.
Securing the bag. You led me down a path when you started talking about women telling them to secure the bag. And for people who don't understand, she's not out there telling women to marry and rob people, but what she's telling them is she knows the other side of the coin. And this is a topic that I've discussed with some of my friends. And I'm going to talk about this another day, and you're welcome to join me again. I believe that there are 4 main ways that men pay for sex. And what I'm doing now is I'm a writer at heart. My YusefWateef.com, I'm a writer at heart. But what I'm doing is really narrowing down what are the ways that men pay for sex, because you've already figured out that women who don't look at what they have as valuable and a commodity the way men look at you are shortchanging themselves. And the story, go ahead.
I said, absolutely, I agree.
Well, here's the story I wanted to tell, because we have a friend named Kama that introduced us. And what I wanted to do is, I said, don't tell her the story, because this is a story that is this fits right in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
I run a group called Black Expats in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's on Facebook. Anybody can find it. And we get Black people from all over the world who come to Brazil, and we just hang out. Some people live here, some people don't. It's just a community. But I came across two women who came and had lunch with everybody, and they're airline hostesses. And I said, there's a special place in my heart for airline stewardesses because they've always been so good to me. And they both started giggling. And I said, what's so why are you smiling? I hope you don't know where this is going. She didn't tell you what the story, did she?
No, absolutely not. I don't even know what you're talking about, but a lot of men have fetishes about flight attendants. So proceed.
Really? Well, here's what happened. I said, so why are you giggling? And they kind of looked at each other like, should we let them in on the secret and tell them what's up? She said, I'm going to tell you something, Watt. When people walk onto the plane, we always say, good morning, thank you for flying with us. Have a great day. And they smile at you. She said, well, everyone knows we're looking at you to make sure you're not drunk, to make sure you're not dangerous, to make sure you're not high. And if you are drunk, if you're a happy drunk or a sleepy drunk, they're going to leave you alone. She said, but what older stewardesses and flight attendants taught the younger ones is something you can't learn in school. She said, you look for the masculine guys, not necessarily tough guys, not hoods, not street dudes. She said, you look for the guys who are big, strong, happy, smiling. Maybe they've got a wife and a kid with them, maybe not, but they're the guys who give them a, hey, thank you, and you shake their hand and a touch on the shoulder and give them a squeeze on the arm. I'm like, wow, you've been working out. See how they react. And I said, yeah, well, a man only has one real enemy, and that's his ego. That's how I get had all the time.
Right.
Clear. So I said, okay, I think I understand that they want to compliment me, but how does that get them anything? She said, did they give you any extras while you were on the airplane ride for your little mile high adventure? I said, well, sometimes if I'm drinking an orange juice, I don't drink alcohol. I said, if you drink an orange juice, maybe they'll bring me an extra one that I didn't ask for, or, I'm a large man. They'll say, oh, you want another dinner plate? Sure, I'm not going to turn down a second dinner. She said, let me tell you what's happening. They've already identified you and talked about it in the back. If anything happens and another man is the one that starts acting up, starts yelling, starts behaving badly, they're going to look at you and you're going to fly across that seat and strangle him unconscious without them ever having to ask you to. I said, what do you mean? She said, think about it. How do men behave towards women who treat them well? We protect them and we provide for them. Not on some sexual, I want to bang this woman in the back room, but hey, this lady was nice to me. She brought me an extra sandwich and an orange juice. How sad is that we as men can get bought down that easy? How sad is it that we are just that? At the end of the day, and she said, and I thought about it for a minute. I said, so she said that. She said, yeah. She said, what? You're a happy guy who lifts weights. You can tell you do physical stuff with your body. You smile when people talk to you. They identify you as that guy. If the other dude who's acting like a jerk in the beginning of the section, if he yells at her, she's going to look at you. Because what is some 5 foot tall, 100-pound stewardess going to do? She's already brought you in as one of the men who's going to protect her if something bad happens. I said, really? She said, and she asked me, she said, even though you know that, you'll still do the same thing because that's the kind of guy you are. And I was like, wow, that's deep. I forget that, a lot of men don't understand how smart women are. A lot of men get over thinking that women just aren't that clever. And I'm like, you don't understand. We're just not smart enough to catch it. But that really, because this happened to me for years. I always thought I just had the glow. Like I was just magic. She's like, what? You are, sweetheart. You are. I'm just telling you there's a reason.
Right.
It was.
They're actually paying you the ultimate compliment, but go ahead.
No, but go ahead. What is your first take on that?
My first take is, have they been listening to me? No, but they're actually performing out of their feminine energy. They are operating out of their feminine energy, which most women, if they did, they'd be more fulfilled and they wouldn't have to work so hard. It wouldn't be like pulling teeth to get a man to do anything for you, which is, the beautiful part about being a woman is that once you understand your lane and appreciate your lane, men just kind of sort of come out of nowhere to accommodate you. And what they're basically doing is tapping into their feminine energy and connect. They're trying to see whose energy their energy connects to. So if they came across a beta male who is sort of like acquiescing to the feminine and very kind of passive, they know, don't splurge with him. Don't give him extra. Don't give him an extra smile, a cute bend over. What's the point? Because he's not going to be the first one. He's not a master of the universe. He's not the one that's going to make sure that you as a feminine woman is taken care of. The masculine energy, alpha male, the master of the universe, so to speak, his countenance, his energy matches yours, is complementary to yours. And so it's innate. He's wired to protect the weak. He's wired to protect his loved ones. And in that very short period of time, the flight attendant have established themselves as someone that you want to protect. They tap into the biological need of the masculine man to feel needed, to feel wanted, desired, and he answers her call to be protected and to be provided for. Now, in this instance, he doesn't have to provide for her, but that basic level of protection, when you're that many feet above ground, you want the strong men to stand there. You don't want to be looking around hoping somebody saves you. You want to already peg the people that you know in the crunch time, they're going to look out for their families and look out for the women and children. They already know this, and because they're alpha male. So shout out to them, very smart ladies.
Yeah, it was two
very smart ladies.
Airline hostesses, and I thought back and I said, and the scary part is it'll probably still work. Like, I know the trick, and I'm still gonna fall for it.
Yes, you're biologically wired to, because you're masculine. You're biologically wired to be attracted to, sexually attracted to, and emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically attracted to feminine women who want to be provided and protected. It makes you feel like a man. You're like beating on your chest. I'm a man. Yeah, it makes you feel like I'm the man. So the whole 50-50 and the whole, my wife got to work and help me be a man thing doesn't really resonate with true alpha males, because they want to pay the cost to be the boss, because they want the boss. They want the boss title. They want the boss position. And they really don't want their woman to have to work too hard except pleasing him. And making sure just make sure his needs are met. All those whatever needs he lines out to you, making sure those needs are met. So when women go to work and all that kind of stuff, they kind of overcomplicate things a little bit. And so that's what the inner beauty movement is all about, is kind of reintroducing staying at home and really focusing on, family again, because a lot of women have obtained all of the goals that they were sold to them by their moms and grandmothers that go out into the world and work and get a career and things like that. And they've obtained all that and they're working like a dog, unfulfilled.
One of the conversations that I have to have with people, and for those who don't know me, who are new, by the way, I hope everybody shares this somewhere. Yes, share it on your Instagram or your Facebook or your Twitter. Tape it into your Tinder profile and say, if we can't have a conversation based on this, we don't need to get together. Just put it somewhere. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it. But one of the things I was going to tell you is that I came off a career as a financial professional. Hey, Uncle. One of the things I learned as a financial professional is that the economy has played such a major role in not supporting the structures of families or even relationships. There was a time when a man I have a university education, but in the United States, it's so hard to put yourself in a financial position to be able to tell this woman, listen, we're both going to work, but I'm going to give you the option of working at what is arguably the harder job, taking care of this guy and whatever I bring home. Now you don't have a situation where even an educated man can earn enough money in the United States to be able to say, I'm going to facilitate you being earlier when you said men have fetishes about airline stewardesses, that's not the only fetish men have. Men have. Let me yeah, I did a article once called Locker Room Talk, and I said there are things that men talk about that a lot of women don't really catch. They understand, sure, we talk about women in some of the most lewd and vulgar ways possible, but men also fetishize being able to come home to a woman that looks at him, smiles, gives him a hug, help you brush out your mustache, and just, hey, how do you feel? Like, that's a fantasy for men. You don't have to be an airline stewardess. You don't have to wear the BDSM uniform, although those are nice. It's one of those things that men fetishize being able to be masculine because so much of it has been taken away from them. And I can tell you, you talk about paying the cost to be the boss. There was a time when all a man had to do was work his ass off and work hard to get it. Now, I mean,
Well, I can give an answer for that. And this is what I talk about day in and day out on my channel, is that women were sold a bad bill of goods. Basically, women got into the workforce and they take the jobs that were traditionally men. So not only do men have to compete against men, they have to compete against women in the workforce. So that leaves less jobs for the providers to pay the cost to be the boss, because the women are out there taking up those jobs. If they were at home, then it would be more jobs for men to go out, obtain, and take care of their families. So why did that happen, Nicole? Glad you asked. Thanks to the feminist, thanks to the feminist movement, the Generation Xers, my generation, we've failed in a lot of areas, but it's not 100% our fault. We were sold from our baby boomers and greatest generation that those women their only options was domestic work, teaching, social work, and the home. So when they had us, then they were like, please go get a degree. You can't depend on these men. Go get a degree, get your education, travel, and worry about family later. It'll happen. Well, we bought into that. And if you talk to any Generation X or any woman over 35 will tell you, I was taught to go to college, get my degrees, compete in corporate America, and then worry about marriage. So now you see a lot of Generation Xers, late 30s, early 40s, looking around, where the good men? And they're like, things have changed. So with that being said, the men are like, we still traditional. We still looking for traditional wives, although they'll play that whole, get laid and, independent woman, and they'll play those games with women until they're ready to settle down and be married. Now they're looking for the traditional wife. And that puts a lot of women in a trick bag because their mental is still, I got to go to work. My worth is tied up in my job, my career, my education, my material things that I earn myself, because that's the mentality that was put into us by our elders. So now the hardest group that I have to penetrate is really women over 35. Women under 35 are kind of looking at me, my generation, and older women and going, I ain't trying to be like you, girl. That stay-at-home thing sounds really good. So that whole security bag thing, that sounds really good. Let me get on what Nicole is saying, because I want to live a better life, a different life, a more fulfilled life. So the men, I'm discovering some of them are having a problem with the secure the bag piece because they're getting me confused with a lot of other movements. And I understand to a degree. But it really, if they really listen to my message, it kind of benefits the family and men especially.
Well, when you say benefits, how do you mean?
Well, right now, the rhetoric on social media is that, and if I could be so bold as to say, a lot of men are saying Black women choose wrong. Black women have all these kids out of wedlock. They only care about their education and their degrees. They're manly. They wear too much weave. They're overweight. They have given us a list of things in the past 20 years, thanks to social media, where Black women have failed to meet our opportunities of greatness. So now that women are in these spaces now, we hear this and we're like, okay, time to level up, girls, let's level up. So when you have movements like mine, my movement is pushing women to get legally married before having babies, get your name on something. In the event something happens to the child's father, you and the children are cared for financially. And I've given them many, many celebrity examples of women who were wealthy, who they did not marry the child's father, and the person, you know, is deceased and now they on Skid Row or just suffering and, you know, waiting for handouts because her and the children are not. That family is not designed for that. Women are supposed to be taken care of when we're having children. That's just the way it's been set. But when we have this mindset, go to work, you don't need a man, then that, okay. So how does it benefit men? Well, men need to feel needed. So what I hear from men is, women don't really need us. Where do we fit in? I'm just going to smash and dash because there's no purpose for me in her life besides my wallet and my boxers. Other than that, she didn't.
Something that I came up with, and I don't know if it's an original thought, but I want your thoughts on this phrase that I've often given to young men and young women who come to me for different reasons. It's men need to be wanted. Women want to be needed. That I hope no woman that I know and none of the women that are in my world end up with a man who needs her, because that removes any of the passion. I think that women feel better when the man around them looks at her and says, I just really want to be with you. No, you don't have to give me anything or do anything. Just let me be around you. Let me do stuff for you. And by stuff, it could be, hey, your car is leaking something. Let me go down to the auto body shop with it, or take you down there, or I'll pay for the guy at Jiffy Lube to do it while you and I go across the street and have a fancy coffee. Let me do stuff for you. Whereas I see a lot of women that are in these situations with men that need her to pay half the rent, that need her to do this or that. And they realize, well, I might as well just be a business partner because he's not with me through any genuine emotion. And that's a scary thing. That's a very scary thing. And when I see men who realize that the woman who's with them doesn't really need you for anything, it diminishes them, because I've always maintained men are the lazier of the two genders. We will do the least possible.
Path of least resistance, absolutely.
We will do the least possible to have sex with a woman. And if you don't make me work hard, I just won't. It will never occur to a man to do more than you make us. I've maintained that if women decided that in order to have sex, a man has to be wearing a uniform from NASA. Do you understand the federal government would have to go into a deficit trying to buy up the remaining stock because men will be out there walking around in NASA suits? Because that's what it was required. We would just do it. But now, as I rapidly approach maturity, and I've written articles about this, it's that question of, I don't know that, I mean, you and I are Generation X. I don't know that we're the last group of men who know what it's like to get totally shot down by a woman, to go out, talk to a woman, and it just totally blows up in your face. And then you gain that experience and you gain that experience. I have young cousins and friends, children, young guys who come to me who say, well, you know, I want to talk to this girl and blah, blah, blah. And what do I do? And I remember specifically, I have a younger relative. He said there was a woman that he would see passing in the hallway in class. He's getting his PhD. He said, what do I do? I said, listen, this is exactly what I'm going to tell you to do. I'm giving you the game. I want you to stop her in the hallway and say, listen, this is my name. I'm going to class and you're going to class. I see you every day. I don't have time to be charming right now because I've got my mind on school. But give me your phone number. I'm going to call you. Saturday night, I'm going to be so charming. Stop laughing. I'm going to be so charming. You can't help but want to go out. But I don't have time now. What's your phone number? He came back to me. I said, did it work? He said, yeah, it worked. I said, so you got her phone number? He said, she gave me her Facebook. And I said, so you didn't even fight back? You didn't even, you just let that, like, that's it? Well, yeah, we're Facebook friends. Are you looking for a friend? I got plenty of friends. I know you got, are you looking for more friends? It would just
That's this generation. Yeah.
I wanted to strangle him because I'm like, how are you okay with that? But it occurred to me, he grew up in a generation where sex is no more than an app away. And in the beginning, it sounded cool. Until it wasn't. Until it became, men are losing the skills that they needed, not to talk to the girl that they just wanted for the evening, but what happens when you meet the girl, you're like, wait a minute, she's worth more than just sex. I got a buddy of mine who's a computer guy. He loves MMORPG games on the computer. He met a girl online. They went to his house. They had a good time. The next morning, he boots up his computer while she's still asleep, starts playing a game, computer crashes. And oh, hold on, Devin. Let me address this in a minute. Hey, Lillian.
Hey, Lillian. Hey, Lovey.
So let me, and I'm going to put this up there because I'm going to address what Devin said in a minute. So this girl wakes up because she hears him angry at his computer. She looks at him, said, move over. She goes into his computer, redoes something. I don't know. I'm not that kind of person. Turns it back on, and his game works. But now he was in a trick bag. You know why? Because he didn't have any words to say to her to convince her to stick around for more than just sex. He didn't know how to say, wow, you play these games? You know what? Why don't you stay? Let's stick around, have some brunch, and talk about these games. Look,
Right.
what do you do? What kind of games do you play? Really? You play that kind of, I don't know. What kind of character do you play? Just, I'm a nerd, so I can relate that way. But he had none of the experience necessary.
No connection, no people skills.
He had none of the experience necessary because for him, it was always just get on the phone. That's great for some candy. That's fun. But now it's a crutch. Now you don't know how to go out there and kill your own. What did they say in Jurassic Park? A T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. He wants to hunt.
Right.
You know, it's a reason I wear a shirt that says Grizzly on the front. But going back to what Devin said, oh, she should have given him her number. No, she shouldn't. She should not have been easy on him. He needs to get punched in the head over and over again until he learns his lesson. She said, oh, she should have given her. Why? Why lower your standard? If he's not willing to go out there and do the hard work, he deserves nothing. He needs to go home to a cold bed every night until he gets this through his head that this, I'm sorry. Let me calm down. Until he gets it through his head that those impotent methods don't work. Why? And I'm asking you, Devin, in the comments, why should she have just given him her number? Then you got a situation where a woman is with a man, she don't really like him. And even worse, maybe she just starts using him and then, no, she should say no. And he should figure out why, and he should go try again and do better.
Yeah. The piece that you were talking about, being wanted and needed, I'm of the school of thought that men and women should want both. You should want and need your partner, because when you need them, that's biological. Like, we all want to connect with somebody that really gets us, that really understands us, that they know your dirt, they know your flaws, idiosyncrasies, and they love you the same. We all, on a very deep subconscious level, want that. If you haven't seen Joker, it kind of deals with that a little bit, of wanting to feel wanted and going through an entire life not really getting that nerve hit. And so you really not feeling loved. But when you feel wanted is fleeting, and it can change the seasons. What I wanted at 23 is different than what I'm looking for in my early 40s. So that's what I say. Wanting can change with the seasons and your maturity level, your situation, your survival mechanism. I mean, it's so many moving parts and levels to wanting, but needing is biological. And that also means everybody can't meet your needs. There will be people you can really tell if they're really down for you because they don't really meet your needs. They meet your wants, but they don't really meet your needs. And I deal with this in detail in the book, because a lot of women confuse, he gives me what I want, but does he give you what you need? Which is a lot of women's problems, is they're with men.
Can you give us some examples? Can you give us some clear examples?
Yeah, they're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. They're with men, and men do it too, trust me, where you're with somebody who really, they have all the bells and whistles that you like, the big booty, the weave, the sassy talk, and that's really sexy and exhilarating, right? And exciting. And you're with him, he's tall, he's got this pretty smile, and he's stacked, and he's got this swag, and all of that is really, really nice. And it's good because you want that. But when you talk about biological needs, meaning somebody touching you on a very deep level, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually connecting with you, they completely miss the mark. But you want them so bad, your wants surpass your needs. And so part of my biggest challenge with this movement is helping women move past what you want and look for someone that you need. And the person that you need may not be the person that you desire, or you in your mind you want physically, because we're so conditioned to go for looks. We are a very superficial society, and what has happened, thanks to feminism, more women are dating like men. where they're looking at men physically, which means the less physical guy, the less physically attractive men are missing out a lot of times, unless they're doing a lot of tricking or, tomfoolery. They're missing out on relationships versus back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, everybody got married. It was a given. You get married unless you're a slut or an entertainer or somebody like that. It had to be drastic for you not to get married.
Yeah.
And so everybody got laid. Now, you just have pockets of people who just don't know how to connect to people, don't know how to talk. They're socially awkward. Nobody's having sex, connecting with anybody. And so women are dating like men. They're out here looking at, oh, he fine. And that's how men judge us. We don't judge men. We judge men by their wallets, what they produce. And men hate to hear that. But if you judging me on what size boobs, my smile, my hair, my legs, okay, then I get to flip that. And okay, so what that wallet do? When I present it like that, I already know the dusties, because they're going to go, well, who is she? And all these gold digging women. But you want to look at my behind and judge my behind because that's what you are. And I'm supposed to accept that you're judging me on my beauty. I'm supposed to accept
romance without finance, but people get it wrong all the time. No romance without finance doesn't necessarily mean you're giving a woman a chunk of cash. It could be the difference between, hey, I just got home. She sent me a message. Oh, I just got home from the gym. I feel my muscles are tight. She says, hey, do you want a massage?
Yes.
I'm going to tell her, go downtown, get on the subway, transfer there and come to my house. Or would it be nice to just have the money and say, really? I'm going to send you an Uber with 2 stops. I want you to stop at the corner store, get us one of those pre-made apple pies, and we're going to sit back and give you a massage and have an apple pie and watch Netflix afterwards. That's what it means. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm giving this woman a chunk of cash. No.
For nothing. What's happening, Yusef, is a lot of men, I do believe there are a lot of men are femininity deficient. So in other words, they've been around, which kind of gives birth to the whole passport conversation going around. What happens is,
wait, I don't understand.
What happened?
Why are you looking at me like I said I didn't know who the president was? I don't you said the passport conversation. I'm trying to understand.
Oh, well, it's a lot of conversation around different sectors of social media about Black men going overseas or, different countries to look for feminine women or women in general. And I think a lot of men are, and this is not a beat up on American women, because I had a panel full of, I wish you had been there. I had a panel full of young, beautiful women from all over the world, literally Scotland, Canada, couple other countries. And they were saying this, basically the same thing that American women were saying, that the feminism has ruined their dating. Dating is horrible in their country. It's hard to be feminine here. So it's not just American women, but we get a bad rap because we're the ones that control pretty much most of the media of the world. So we get the baddest rap. And I think a lot of men in general are femininity deficient. They haven't been used to being around a woman that's just soft and feminine and not really pressed to be with him, just kind of enjoying his company, just kind of generally likes him. That just generally like men. I'm encountering a lot of women that don't generally like men, especially Black men, but that's a different story. They generally don't like men. And so it's hard for them to tap into their femininity. And so he hasn't had a clear definition or clear instruction on how to be a man, how to be masculine, and she hasn't had a clear instruction on what it means to be a feminine woman. So we just kind of like two ships in the night, and men are saying, you know what, the heck with it, I'm going over Timbuktu, whatever, get me a woman. And she's saying, well, screw it, I'm just gonna go after his money. That's what we have going on here. And in the inner realm, we sleeping together, making these babies, and it's just a big old mess. So
well, what I'll tell you about this, I wrote an article. I'm a writer, so sometimes I do things on YouTube. I forget I'm not writing. I did something, and it was called, and I'm going to pull it up for you here. It was called Easy Brazilian Women.
Okay.
Like I said, I've lived all over the world and back. Okay. And if anybody gets the chance, I have a section on my YouTube. It's just called All About Brazil. And I wrote an article a video about easy Brazilian women. It's about 9 minutes long. Actually, wow, that was back when my mustache was still in its puberty stage before it got mature. And here's what I explain to guys. I get messages every day, no matter what country I'm in. It happened in Japan before I moved to another country. It happened when I lived in China for a couple of years. It happens when I live everywhere. And the question is always, hey, the women there, I read they're better, nicer, bigger, smaller, stronger, smarter, sexier than the women we have here. And is that true? And how do I access that? And I said, listen, I can safely say to you, if you're a man who at home is not able to go out and get women who want to be with him and show you love and obedience and deference, it's not going to happen someplace else in the world. There is no, you got to do the work. There is no magic plane ride. And if you're flying over for prostitution, I have nothing against that as long as it's not slavery or pimping. But you have to be honest with yourself and say, I'm going to fly over here to pay money to have sex with a different woman. That's great. But don't convince yourself that she really likes you. If you want a woman to like you, you've got to do the work. And everybody gets angry. I have had so many interviews from companies all over the world who want to hear from a black guy who's a writer and lives in Brazil, and they always want to hear so give me the dirt on Brazilian women. I'm like, oh, Brazilian women love me. Because you're American? No, because American women love me too. And so do Japanese women when I lived in Japan, and English women, because I'm willing to do the work. You know, I do those things. Well, what is the secret to getting women? I'm going to give you guys the game again. I'm telling people this because I wrote about it a long time ago. I do 3 things that give me an extraordinary advantage. Women don't like me. Listen, I am neither tall, handsome, nor charming. Let me tell you what I am. I'm a man who's going to go to the gym at least 4 days a week. It could be boxing, yoga. It doesn't matter. I'm going to exercise. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is my favorite. I read 1 nonfiction book a month. Unless I'm taking a MOOC online class where I did a 12-week class on Bitcoin. I might read a book about history. I might read another book about contemporary events. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get smarter. I have things I do with my hands that are not dependent on anyone else. It could be my writing. It could be my blacksmithing. I'm an amateur blacksmith. But if you do those things, the game is good to you. There is no magic. You know, I don't get to be my real self. If you want to be successful with women, I tell guys all this. You expect this woman to spend 2 hours at the salon getting her hair and nails done, go to the gym to make sure her legs are tight and her butt is firm. Yet you're not willing to do these small things to make her look at you and say, that's the man I want to give this package to. Really? Which women do you think you're going to end up with? I don't get to just be myself, because the me I love, I would be sitting here with a milkshake, a pack of those chocolate chip cookies with a video game. I love video games. That's why I haven't had a video console in years, because I know me. That would interfere with me doing other things getting
productivity, better. Right.
That would mess up my. I love video games. You don't understand. So you know how I fix it? Every day I might go on YouTube, watch an article about a video game, live vicariously through some other guy. Then I turn it off. I put on my hoodie, and I carry my ass to the gym.
You know what? And here's the part that I don't think anybody's really tapped into this whole this whole traveling overseas, which I don't have a problem with. Folks have been doing that since the 20s, 30s. They've been going to Cuba and all over the world. They've been going. So this is just new to a lot of people, but people with money have been traveling, and military men have been traveling. So I think on a deeper level, on a deeper subconscious level, they're really looking to be looking for validation. They're looking to be accepted on a subconscious level. They're looking for a woman to just accept them for them. This is why when you tell them they need to get their money together and they need to invest in Bitcoin and they need to read a book and they need to hit the gym, they meet with resistance, because on a very deeper level, mama, auntie, somebody, they didn't get that feminine validation, that feminine acceptance. And so there's this hole in their psyche that's missing, that this woman they think overseas she's going to meet it. And no matter what I have to do to get her, I need this validation. And that's my take on it. It may not be every man's situation, but that's kind of drastic to go across the world for sex. Sex is the easiest thing to get these days. I mean, you go on Tinder and Bumblebee and all of these Bumble. all of these different apps that I have to know about because of what I do. You go on these different apps and people are talking about hooking up. We are in a hookup culture. Having a family is like the unpopular thing to talk about these days.
Right.
It's about getting a piece. So when I see people talking about spending thousands of dollars to go overseas for sex, number one is kind of pathetic, but then two, it's sort of like,
no, I disagree. It's not pathetic. If you see sex
just for sex
as a game and it's just fun, then you should do it. Just as a man who is financially secure enough to say, I want to wake up and have a French press in Paris, men and women view sex very differently. And I want to be clear. I have no problem with men saying, I want to pay for sex with a woman from this area, be it my hometown or someplace else. I do have a problem with the self-delusion that often comes with. Because what I've learned is that men who hit that button, it's kind of like when you eat too much candy and not enough vegetables. They lose their ability. They can't sharpen their axe, so that when they go out there and see a woman that looks like she could be for more than sex, they don't know how to attack that situation and say, let me talk to this woman in a way that's going to make her commit to me. So again, I have no problem with men buying sex if they can look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm buying sex, but you can't buy love. You can't buy a woman that wants to be with you.
I think it's not even the buy-in part that's the problem for me. I think it's on a deeper level. I see what's going on. They're looking for something. They're looking for an absolution that they think a foreign woman will give them. If they want to do it, I absolutely can't keep them from it. They've been talking about going overseas for 20, 30 years. This is just new to certain people. But Black men have been traveling overseas, first of all, with the military for years. And this whole phenomenon of going to Brazil and Dubai and all these other folks, Michael Jackson was going to Dubai in the 80s. This is nothing new. So but purchasing sex that's not even my business. If what he want to do with his money is his business. I'm looking at the subconscious need that they're searching for. They're searching for an absolution of this woman is going to give me something that this woman over here it's sort of like an escape, and they're looking for some type of validation from these women that if it was really working in that great of a numbers, wouldn't the celebrities be going down to these places and marrying these women? Wouldn't more, other than just going down there and having sex with them and having fun and things like that, I have no problem. I have a good friend who goes to Colombia twice a year. And he lets me know he has a great time in Colombia twice a year. He said he is absolutely thinking about moving down there.
Wait, can we do something real quick? Because I don't want to ever ignore the team. Can you read what Nada said?
Oh, Lord, I got to get my glasses. I met a man recently who is a great, hardworking man who is ambitious and kind. He is an accountant, but isn't financially secure as I would want. Should I move on and be his friend or stay by his side? So he's hardworking and he's ambitious. So why are you leaving him? How does he treat you? And if he's an accountant, how financially secure you need him to be? Like, I'm confused here. What are you looking? Are you looking to be a wife, a girlfriend? Like,
I mean, my questions were a little different. I think I came at it from a little bit more of a pragmatic view. I would say, how old is he? And how old are you? But also, never under any circumstance be his friend. It is demeaning to him, and it's going to rob him of the drive he may need to get better. But
I need some more answers because there's so many places this could go. You know, I have to get all the answers before I get advice, because this is why I charge for advice. I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of women will paint this picture of us, not saying she is, but what I've come across since I've been doing this, a lot of women will tell me bits and pieces of the situation, and I will give advice based on the bits and pieces. And then it will fail, or it won't work out, or they won't hear what they want to hear because they are not giving me all the facts. They want me to believe that it's this when it's really not that. They somehow think I'm judging them or something like that. You can't get ahead. You can't move forward or get the right answers if you're not telling me all the facts. I need to know, You know, age is important here, but I'm looking more like, how is he treating her? Is he treating her like this is a courtship, or is this just a friend? You know, this is so many moving parts to this. That's why I need to, fill in the blanks here.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because if he's an accountant, he might just be entry level. He might just be getting in the game. And if you say he's hardworking, he's already approved. He's already proved that he can accomplish. He got a W in his column. He's an accountant. So why would you walk away from that? I'm just, I need more details. Like, is he not pursuing you? Like, what's, it's moving parts to that. I mean, I don't know.
And, power and strategy pops up every now and then. I enjoy his input. I don't know if you know this guy, but he said some man can't get laid even in a hookup culture.
Well, you know what? They need to adapt. You know what? They're so okay. Can I just be real blunt here?
Please.
If they can't get laid in a hookup culture, you need to stop focusing on sex and get your money up. Because I don't hear too many men with money complaining that they can't get sex. I'm just saying, if you can't get laid in today's society, when women are just handing out sex like Pez dispensers, something's wrong with your social skills and your pockets. I assure you, one or the other or both. Because we have men on social media to claim, oh, women aren't choosing me, but then, they come in my chat and act all kinds of crazy, act whole fools in my chats and things like that. And I'm like, well, how are you supposed to lead? How am I supposed to tell my audience to really give you a shot when you in here acting a fool? So it's, you are charming. That's what I was going to tell you. You have a charm about you. When I suggested to a person that men need to develop charm, and that's the ability to become likable, personality, people laugh. I'm like, charm? These women don't know anything about charm, and I'm just like, why not? Everybody needs charm. Why should I sleep with you versus this dude if all things are equal? The determining factor is the charm. Or if you want to call it, I don't know. I don't want to say mouthpiece, but charm is the ability to get somebody to like you. The ability to gain an audience with somebody and keep it.
Someone once said that game is just applied charisma, the ability to be charismatic.
There you go. And a lot of men are good people. They're good people, meaning they're not shooting up people and they're not committing crimes and things like that. They go to work and they're not mean to people, but they don't have any social skills. Okay, so she said, Nada, I'm 22 and he's 28. Okay. She mustn't follow me. So let me go easy. I'm 22, he's 28. I would say that I'm able to attract men, so I sometimes feel like I can do better.
Ooh.
He treats me well and wants marriage, so I do, but I don't know if I will be wasting my time if I stay. I'm confused.
What is he first?
What? Hold up. You're able to attract men. Okay, so this is where hypergamy is like, people take hypergamy and they go, I can do better than this dude. I can do better than him. And so they never get out of the game because I feel like I can do better than him because I'm so fine. I can do better than him. I can do better than him until you turn around. And so can I be honest with you, Nada? Sounds like you're 22 and you're not ready to get out the game. This is your prime years where you're supposed to get the best man you can get. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be completely honest with you. He's an accountant. He's entry level. He's hardworking, which means what he's making now, he won't make in 5 years. He's going to be making more. If you show that you're not into him, you don't want a long-term relationship, and you wishy-washy, somebody else is going to get that good man, and she's going to get the house, she's going to get the love, and then you'll be 23, 24, 25, 26, still trying to practice hypergamy when this could be your thing. How many accountants do you come across in life?
Not many. Let me tell you something, and I hope that this doesn't cost me your support, people. But the reality is this: if at 28 years old, and this is something I think a lot of excuse me, my light I just clicked my okay, that a lot of women don't realize about the magical age of 30 for men. If this dude is 28 years old and he's an accountant, he's making a little bit more every year. In 2 years, he's going to realize one of the secrets that dear sister Nicole knows, but you don't. And I'm kind of mad because she told some women about it once. Once he's 30 and realizes he can get everything he wants out of a woman without marrying her, he's not going to marry anyone.
He's not going to want you. Mm-mm.
It's not just you, because he's going to say, wait a minute, I'm 30. I've got some money in my pocket. I know what it's like to not have the responsibilities of a full-time girlfriend and kids. He's
and still get all the sex I want. And if he's listening to Yusef, he's going to Brazil. And he's not. Girl.
Because and here's the thing. I love marriage. I was married before, married again. Women treat me well, but at the same time, I didn't have my first serious relationship on paper until I was after 30. So I was able to dictate all terms consistently. I'm telling you that in 2 years, this guy's going to realize he doesn't need to get married to be happy for a woman's company. He's going to have a couple years of success. And in his office, just as I had older men who mentored me, there's a guy in his office right now who is your enemy. You don't know who this man is, but there is a guy who sees this young man and says, listen, I've been in this game a long time. You're going to be a bright, successful person. Let's not even say he's a superstar. You're going to have a solid career as a regular ass accountant. He's going to be more successful than the majority of men you know. I work in the financial business. I can tell you, you can be average and be okay. And when you wake up and say, I'm 24, we've been dating, I wonder what, then you're going to email Nicole saying, hey, remember me?
How do I bring him back in? How do I get interested in
him to propose to me? And it's going to be like, that's hard. So you're saying he's 30, got some money in his pocket, can take it or leave it with women. He's got dating apps up the wazoo, so it's not even a problem for him to call a girl over to see his nice lifestyle, who's going to have sex, cook him breakfast in the morning, hoping. And by the way, and this is the dirty part, that girl will still be younger than you no matter how old you are then. I'm telling you.
Your age.
I'm not telling you to be unhappy. I'm not telling you to settle. I'm telling you that a man who's 28, who's an accountant, who treats you well, that's not settling. That's called winning.
Touchdown. There you go. Girl, secure the bag. He can afford an average lifestyle, but I want nicer.
You're 22. What do you want?
You know what? You said, okay.
Don't let your pearls get all jiggly over this. This is okay. You're okay.
Okay, this is my reaction when I'm doing my shows. They just don't see it. Okay, let me read it out loud. He can afford an average lifestyle, but I want nicer things and above average for the family I want in the future. You're 22. He's 28. He just got in the game, baby girl. He just got in the game. Okay, so the alternative is what? What else you got working out there, girl?
I'll tell you what she's got. Let me tell you what she's won. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's a guy out there. Let me tell you what you've won. There are guys, and some of these men are my friends, and some of these men are the men who come to me for advice. Who's got his stuff together. He's going to look at you and says, oh, she's cute. He's going to talk to you, show you all the nice things that he has, and says, listen, I'll give you the opportunity to be one of the many women I have sex with who maybe one day I'll allow to have all this nice stuff with me. Trick is, it's never going to happen, but you don't know that. Send me this man's email address. I got women lined up for days now looking for a quality man. That will be the best possible. That will be the best. I will send him a list of women, 5 from every country I've lived in, who will say, all I want is a regular ass square like you. And I say this because I'm a square who worked his way through the financial business, did good with my money, and the game has been good to me.
Yeah, I mean, this right here, and this is why when I touch on hypergamy, I tell women, especially Black women, y'all need to quit saying Black men ain't out here doing things, because they are. Here is a brother, and I'm assuming he Black, so if he's not, correct me, but he's out here. He has broken rank. He has defied all the obstacles. He's conquered all the obstacles, and here you telling him he ain't good enough. He's only 28, which is in my movement. I tell women, don't even date me in your age. Date 35 and up. So he's 28 and he's already in the door of being an accountant. So by, what's 5 years from 28? He's going to be in his stride in his 30s. And
do you believe in half plus 7?
Huh?
Do you believe in half plus 7? There are different methodologies and people who say that a woman should be half her husband's age plus 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in that rationale?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Rule of thumb is at least 10 years older when you're trying to have kids. Once you hit 40, it doesn't really, it's not that big of a deal.
I like you, Dante. He said, you know how many women say you're not my type, but ended up with me at the same time?
Ooh. Baby girl, Nada, let me tell you something. Just admit it. Don't put it on him. Just admit it. You ain't ready to get out the game. You ready? You want to continue dating around and getting it in. But there's nothing wrong with this guy. I don't,
So thank you, Nada. And I hope you stick around. I hope you subscribe. I hope we can be friends. I would tell you, contact Nicole privately. Maybe you two can sit down in front of
maybe some other pieces to it. Yeah.
And here's the thing. I'm not trying to sell you her. I'm telling you she's someone I've seen do the work. And I'm telling you, as a man with the choices, I hope you don't listen to her. Because when we get to a certain point in our lives, that door closes.
Girl, he is 28. Wait. He is 28. He's an accountant. Don't let him go overseas, girl. It's whoo, girl. Secure the bag. That's all I gotta say. Hit me up, lady like Luscious for you and email. Huh?
Lillian M said to have him marry you. Talking about
that's my girl. That's my girl. Lillian's my girl. She know.
And power and strategy coming with. He always comes with that coup de grace, the kill shot. Just he's joining our ranks. Welcome home, brother. Listen, you better hope this dude never discovers me, and you better double hope he never discovers somebody like power and strategy.
Oh my God! Oh, Mr. 75, Lord have mercy.
Did you just call him by his other name?
Mr. 75. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about?
Whoa. I love power and strategy because we're both degenerates. I can say that.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's the thing. You don't want him to bump into us online or downtown at the restaurant, and we look at him and say, "So tell me about this girl. Show me her."
What? Ask her. You know what, Yusef? Do you mind? Ask her. Does she want to join the chat? Does she want to join us up here? So we can.
Sure.
Nada, you want to join us? He's black and handsome. Girl, let me take a drink. Hold on.
What's in that coffee cup?
I plead the fifth.
Wow, you got yours hid in the coffee cup.
It's not coffee.
I put myself through college doing 2 jobs. One, I was a waiter in restaurants, and one, I was a bouncer. But as a waiter, I had several clients at this high-end spot that I used to go to and had a good clientele who would have me put their liquor in a tea tureen and drink it out of a teacup, because when they would come on their company lunch hour from the office, they would just get hammered.
It's wine. It's wine.
So now you got what you wanted, but you might get a little bit more, because I also invited power and strategy if he wants to.
Oh Lord, not Mr. 75. Shantina. Hi, Shantina. Nada, hopefully she joins, because this is really, I like stuff like this where it gets popping. If Nada comes up here, I want her to explain to me why she's hesitant, because it could be something he is doing. We just don't know. Like, I want to know what's holding him back, because I got married at 23. She want to with the thugs some more. That's cool. Just be honest. They saying you want thugs, Nada.
It's awful to, and this is something that I've been trying to deal with as I rapidly approach maturity, and I'm in that age group where I have so many younger people coming to me for advice, to tell them something that you know is gonna help them, and they just get mad when it's not what they want to hear.
This man could clearly make 6 figures and give her the life she wants, and I understand it's a lot of people peddling hypergamy and stuff to Black women, but they're not putting it in proper context. When you come across a thorough dude, secure the bag, get out of the game. Hello. Hey Frank, now that's a good channel to join, you guys. View from the Man Cave, he's pretty good. You guys should do a collab. Definitely.
So let me do this, and
we trying to do an intervention, honey. Can you get on the thing, Nada?
Well, what I did is it's open if she wants to get in. Power and Strategy is welcome to come up if he wants to come up. I've got a little bit more time. I don't have all day. I got things to take care of. And I just want to tell you, I think we went down a couple of roads that we're going to have to do this again. No matter what. Because it's one of those situations where I don't know if there is, like, how do we help? Other than trying to give people information that they don't want. And it hurts my heart because from the other side, I know so many of those 28-year-old accountants, 28-year-old guys who are electricians, 28-year-old guys who are the man who's an administrator at a giant company and nobody knows his name, who are like, okay, how come I can't get the time of day? And it frustrates them when they see this other guy, who can offer a woman not even fun, and still feel alone. They're like, how come I'm dating this girl, and when I start talking about a relationship, she looks at me weird, yet this dude next to me, who's been hanging out with YusefWateef and Power and Strategy, is just a straight up dirtbag, and women won't stay away from him. And it's hard to teach young men. You can't go too evil. You can go a little evil, but you can't go down to that easy path, because the women that you attract when you are a dirtbag are never the top women anyway. But a lot of guys, they have low-hanging fruit that they're plucking, and they say, oh, I'm winning. And I'm thinking, well, you're winning, and this is a girl, you just stomp on her all the time. What did you win? Like, can she help you at all? Is this the kind of woman you want to bring around your family, around your team? I mean, that's the best women I listen to people like Nicole, figuring out how to be the right kind of woman so that a man who has his shit together can go, listen, I got a couple girls on the rotation, but none of them are the kind of women that I'm looking at and saying, when I wake up tomorrow, I want her around, or when I'm out here securing the bag, she can help me put it away. Or I just get her opinion, and it's the opinion of a woman who's also made good decisions. But
Did she write another comment?
Yeah, she said, I'm not into the game. I am a commitment-minded woman just worried about picking the wrong man. You're a commitment-minded woman who just tried to explain why a man who is successful and wants to commit to you isn't it. And it's awkward because I don't want to be insulting. I don't want to be...
Right. That's why we want you up here, so we can get more answers, because we don't want to offend you or assume the wrong thing.
So let me do this real quick. Go there. So let's see. You said Ultimate Black Man Radio. Is that someone that you're familiar with?
Yes. That's good people right there. That's a good channel to join.
Okay. Well, if you give them the nod, I'll go ahead and look into Ultimate Black Man Radio. And who's the other person you said I need to look into?
View from the Man Cave.
Okay, View from the Man Cave. I've got you up first. I'm looking at your channel, and here's what I'm always gonna do. I'm gonna click subscribe, and I'm gonna look at what you do and see if I can get some quality stuff out of what you say, and if we can help each other, great. And I do this based on nothing other than Nicole's recommendation. And let's see. Ultimate Black Man, same thing. based solely on Nicole's recommendation. I'm going to go to your page and I'm going to click subscribe as well. And I'm looking forward to looking at your content. My page here, I talk about a lot of stuff. I talk about a lot of wild stuff here, from traveling the world to cryptocurrency to how to save money and invest to taboo issues to talk about. Excuse me.
Well, we figured out what's wrong with this. She said the only thing, he has 2 young kids from a young marriage.
Wait, did I miss that? Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't. Now, how come you didn't tell us? That's, again, information.
See what I said? See what I said? You got to ask questions. You have to ask probing questions because it's always something. It's never cut and dry. Never.
You're right. Now I understand why I need to tell these people, no, pay me first, then I'm going to go through.
This is why I charge.
I'm getting aggravated and I don't have all the information. And again, now it leads me to the second issue is, what else are you not telling us? That's the other thing. Do you have, what you do, you must have other things you're not telling us, but it's like, I also don't know if I'll be into being a stepmom if we continue on with the relationship. So here's the thing. I always believe if women have to choose between being nice to a man that they don't like or not nice to a man that they don't like, cut him off completely. Don't give him false hope. Don't let him think that maybe it's going to happen or we can just be friends, because that's only going to hurt him. That's only going to hurt him.
I agree with the fellas in the chat. They're saying men date bums and cute hobos with kids, and men that ain't paying child support all the time. This man is an accountant and can pay bills. Like, what's the problem? Can he take you off the job? Can he pay the cost to be the boss? What's going on here?
So
something's missing here other than the kids, because kids is not a deal breaker for a woman necessarily, unless he's just not paying child support and he never married the baby mama.
Yeah, there's that whole baby mama issue, and that can be problematic, especially if she's a higher quality woman than the woman he had children with. I've seen people throw grenades at each other over that. When the guy says, you know what, I just learned, moved on, and did better, I've seen things get awkward. I mean, and what I'm going to say is a very problematic thing. I don't think at 22, I don't think anyone, and this is, I know they're going to come from with the knives and the axes, that's cool. I don't think you should marry someone. If you're someone with choices, don't marry someone with fewer choices than you. If you don't have any kids and knowing how much responsibility children are, let's skip financially. Let's skip the whole, I understand from a financial standpoint, emotionally, dealing with the ex. None of that is worth it.
I mean, if it bothers her that much, then he shouldn't even be a consideration, like, at this point.
But that's the question now. Why are you sticking around with this guy if this is really...
Is she sleeping with him? She probably sleeping with him.
I'm not going to answer that.
I'm not trying to throw you out there, sis, but I'm
not. Okay.
I mean,
Freddy said he has choices, and Sasir one, hey, what's up, brother? She's super young. She can find a guy with no kids. And Power Strategy said again, why is he even a consideration? I don't know. I think.
Well, again, what does she have on her roster? Who else is pursuing her at this point?
But here's the thing: she should clear that spot.
Okay, but if kids are the issue for her, then move forward. Yeah, it's something else is going on.
I think kids should be an issue for anyone. I think that if you have choices and you don't have children, marrying someone with children, it is almost never going to be worth it, man or woman. This is
okay. So she wrote something else.
Oh. Ultimate Black Man brought the heat.
He is brutal. Gabe is brutal. Okay.
Ultimate Black Man, we got to get together and sharpen our axes, man. Looks like you come for the throat. I like that. Oh, she's definitely smashing, and he's not performing. Damn. We got Miss Lillian Queiroz. If you want him to be financially stable, having 2 kids will be a deal breaker. Also, you are 22. I think it is too much for you to handle right now, go find another guy.
I think that's what she wants to do anyway. See, that's why I said there's more information missing. It just didn't seem cut and dry. So now that she brought the kids into it, that changes.
Now, I want you to read what just got popped up, and I'm going to give you my take on that last statement.
Oh, yeah, he's tapping it. She has time to find what she really wants.
Now, here's where I disagree with that statement. Letting this man have sex with you and you're not looking at him as a maybe for later. And it's not just a, hey, let's have sex relationship. You're hurting yourself. Oh, and I know, you know what to say, as you get older, you get more conservative. I can tell you, just as a woman can look at a man and kind of tell what his wallet is like by the way he walks. We can look at a man with his confidence and the way he behaves, what his self-esteem. Men who have experience with women can look at women. And I know y'all don't want to believe this. It's 100% true. Absolutely not. But we have radars too. And the unfortunate reality is you're not doing yourself any favors by opening your heart or your legs for a man that you don't think can do anything for you. You're not completely attracted to him.
Yeah.
Do better.
That's why she can't let him go. It's something, it's some more moving parts going on. She's not telling that either. She's not telling that the other cats that's trying to holler ain't really up to par. Ooh. So she doesn't want to let him go right now because the other dudes that's blowing up her spot, they ain't really got it going on like him. So even though she doesn't like the kids that he has, he's still outperforming all the other people. But she wrote something else though.
Is that it? Yes, it's not like I'm hiding. I can't type everything on here since there is a limit.
She said, so he's not a bum. He married once when he was younger because he was commitment minded. He's a great man who takes care of me and treats me well and really wants to be with me. I want to break up with him.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Let me tell you why it makes sense. I'm going to read this again just to make sure we're on the same page. He is a great man who takes care of me. Uh-oh. Shit. Tony Maceo.
You see what I'm saying? But do you hear what I'm saying? He's a great man who takes care of me and treats me well. So this is, she doesn't want to let go of the benefits. She getting the D and she's getting the benefits, but she don't want to let that go until she has a better prospect. Can we just keep that 100?
Yep.
Okay. I could be wrong.
Let me hold on a second. Hold on. Let me tell y'all something. You're going to wish it was just me talking shit to you because now you got somebody on the microphone that's going to make me look like the
Lord, not Mr. 75.
You're going to wish it was just me.
No, I'm the nice guy, man. I'm the nice guy. Look, what's not being told is them other niggas that's in line, they ain't up to par. They ain't over the bar. The other niggas want to get at her, but they ain't got nothing to offer her. They don't have shit to offer. That nigga with 2 kids and divorced, that's her ceiling. That's her ceiling. That is her ceiling.
Are you trying to say she can't do better than him?
At this point, maybe not in the probably in the future she can, but at this point, no. At this point, no. Because if those kids were a deal breaker, and if him being a divorcee was a deal breaker, she wouldn't be confronted with this dilemma. It is something about that dude that is extraordinary. It is something about that dude that is more than above par as to why she's even considering a relationship with him. You don't consider a relationship with a nigga that's a non-factor. You don't discuss a non-factor.
I got 2 points. He is a great man who takes care of me and treats me well and really wants to be with me. I want to break up with him. Well, I'm going to give you circular reasoning. She wants to break up with him because he treats her well. I can tell you that whole low-hanging fruit theory, it is so much easier to get young, beautiful women to sleep with you if you put your foot on her neck consistently. I mean, have a boot in her ass all the time. Don't treat her well, blah, blah, blah. It's not hard at all. And as men, particularly when you become a man with choices, with some money and some education under your belt, it's hard to resist that temptation because you have to know in the long term, those women aren't really going to be able to help you with the success you've already had. The other one, she said, I can let him go. I just didn't know if it would be mean or not giving him a chance to be a great guy for me because of his past with the kids and all. Why are you trying to pretend like you're doing this for him? The best thing you can do for him is cut him loose and let him get somebody that he needs to be with.
Because she knows she's doing it because she knows something that she's not telling you. See,
Nada, can you come up here?
After the prince comes the pimp.
Wait, say that again.
After the prince comes the pimp. The next dude that comes along is not going to be near as nice. No. The next dude that comes along is going to put his foot on your neck. The next dude that comes along will be taking your credit card and bouncing. The next dude that comes along will be taking your whip and going to smash other chicks in your whip. That's what's waiting on you.
He must not be cute. That's what's that. Let's let
it could be. Maybe he's not cute. Maybe he's not cute. But if we're speaking practically, if we're talking about the bag, I've said it a million times. The nigga you want looks nothing like the nigga you need. Those are two distinct, different people. They're not the same person. I don't know why the creator ordered it that way. I don't know why it is that the nigga that is responsible doesn't necessarily make you wet at first glance. His job is not to make you wet at first glance. His job is something else.
Bills.
His job is something else. And if you don't understand that, again, after the prince comes the pimp. You don't want to see the next dude that's coming behind him, because the next dude that's coming behind him is not going to have any mercy on you. The next nigga that's coming, he's going to be Genghis Khan. He's going to be Genghis Khan. You do not want to see him.
Power and Strategy, she wants to come up.
Put her up. Bring her up.
Nada, come on up here, dear. Come on up
What's
here,
your
lovely.
email address?
Hey, Amika. Hey, Shantina. Hey, Beth. Hey, Sincerely.
You listen, for anybody who hasn't subscribed already, if I didn't give you a reason before, let me show you guys something. You guys are getting Tony Maceo light. Let me show you. We had a chat called Sex and Relationships, Power and Strategy. I came to him and we went over and chopped it up on 4 distinct situations that 4 men who came to me for advice are in. And gotta tell you, it was one of those experiences where it was kind of like that Joker movie. It just kept getting worse for him. They were just coming in trying to, I was trying to give him, well, what if my friend does that? He was just like, no, let me explain to you why. But I definitely want you guys to go check that episode out. Be sure to click subscribe as well.
You know, Power and Strategy, when he puts his mind to it, he has a tendency to give good advice at times. He does. He gives good advice. He does.
Is that a backhanded compliment?
No,
it is a backhanded compliment. And you know what? I accept it because I am a bit crazy. I am a bit off.
You know what? No.
I deal with situations that are off. I don't deal with normalcy. I deal with dysfunction. And so it's my task to make sense of dysfunction. So it's not going to make sense to a Nicole Michelle. It's not going to make sense to a dainty little Southern belle. It's not going to make sense to her. But see, I play in the gutter.
You need to come on out the gutter. Come on out the gutter.
In the gutter, there are no rules.
Come out the gutter.
Here's what I would say. What she said to you is that it was her equivalent of, you ever see a girl and somebody says, you're cute for a fat girl? That's just what she said.
That's what that was.
That's what she did.
Yeah, that's what
No, Tony has been on my show.
I usually don't like girls with braces, but
Tony
Yeah.
has been on my show
Yeah.
several times.
She gave
And
me
he's
the
even been a
business.
featured guest.
She gave me the business because I confessed my predilection for ratchets and thoughts, and so that didn't go over well.
Yusef,
That
he
didn't.
came on my show where I teach women to be, prim and proper and wear skirts and, heels and be feminine. This guy, that guy right there, that guy says, I like flip-flops. And what else he say?
Bonnets, cigarette
Bonnets and
burns,
stretch
stab wounds,
marks and
bullet
black
holes, and
lips
black
and
lips from weed smoke. Yes, yes. Pajamas, yes.
I was like,
Halter
does
tops,
he know what
yes.
channel
Leggings,
he's
yes.
on?
Yes, absolutely.
So here's what we're gonna do. I do not have all night, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send her this link.
Come on, Nada.
She was up here. Where did she go?
I'm sending her the link. NAD. Okay.
Oh, you'll love Devin. You'll love Devin Haley. She's a good little moderator. I'm gonna tell you that. She will moderate your chat, honey. She's
Well,
good.
I went ahead and give you a moderation hammer. And so, Nada, check your email, please. Check.
No, that's no slight to Tony. Tony, no, I'm messing with him. But no, it's usually some details missing with women. That's why I wanted her to come up here, because I don't want her to feel that we're beating up on her or sips tea. I don't want her to feel like we're beating up on her or something. But from my experience, there's usually some moving parts missing. That's why I want her to come up here. Like, oh, she's here? Okay, come on, baby.
She got the link. I'm waiting for her to pop up. Okay, and for the people listening, this is what we're going to do. When she comes in, the three of us are going to be quiet, and without interruption, we're going to let her lay it out for us. I've only got 5-10 more minutes for y'all, and I love you, but we're going to do this again. We're going to have the three of us are going to get together. But this is what I want to do. I want to give her the time that she needs to tell us the things that she didn't before, right? And then we're going to, in turn, and we're going to let Nicole go first, give her the ideas that we think may help her. Okay? And y'all gonna have to be like Amika and just sip your tea. We're gonna Jeffrey said we're gonna preach. We're gonna preach because Tony is about. Oh, by the way, thank you for everybody that's been subscribing. Thank you for everybody that's been subscribing. So I'm waiting for her link. I'm waiting for her to pop on, and all you got to do is click the link. She said she got it. Let's see if she said got it. Come on now, like I said, we don't have all day.
Come on, girl. Come on, lovey.
And by the way, Nicole, I appreciate that all your friends came to stop by and say hello.
Well, thank you. I didn't get a chance to send an email to like my everybody. There she is.
Hi.
But I'll leave it up in my community tab, so you should get some views on the back end.
Cool. So let's do this, Nada. I want you to take a few minutes and give us a story. We're not going to interrupt you.
Okay. The story of how I met him, or just about who he is?
Both.
Okay. So I met him a few months ago online because I was bored and I just decided to go online. And we met up somewhere at a restaurant. Can you guys still hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. And we hit it off good. He's African and I'm African as well, so we had a lot in common. We had a lot of similarities. And so I think it was the second time we met, he told me more about himself. And he told me that he has 2 kids from a previous marriage, which I've never dated someone with kids, and I never planned to date someone with kids because that's not just it's not my preference. I prefer someone without kids. But since I loved his personality, and he was just a great, humble, open-minded person, I told him that we can just keep talking, but I don't know if I can take him seriously because of the past. I'm still um, iffy about it. I want to get to know him more and see if that would be something I would consider. Um, he's an accountant currently. He he lives an average lifestyle, as I said in my comments, which I understand. Things always things can change with time. You know, people become more successful. I just don't know if I should wait and settle and hope for better with time, or like settle for his potential, or get with someone who can give me all of that and more if I just wait and work on myself and attract the right person for me without the kids, without the same past that he has.
I apologize. I didn't want to interrupt you. Can I ask you questions, or do you have more?
Yeah. Oh, you can.
Okay. So my first few, and I say this, it's kind of like that movie Pulp Fiction. There is a scene where the wolf walks in and he says, "Listen, guys, often I can be taken as crude or mean when in fact I'm just trying to solve a problem that we all have, and we can stand around and celebrate later." So the things I say to you with love and respect. I am not being mean, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said make yourself better. First, are you educated?
I am.
Okay, because you have a university degree of some sort, right?
Yes, I do.
Are you at the correct BMI index? Are you at the right height and weight?
Yeah. So I am. How can I
That's
describe?
not a subjective question. It's an objective question. Are you at the correct weight for your height? I don't mean mean what we think. I mean, you can't come into the situation of saying I'm going to get a better man if you are a fat girl. It doesn't work as easy.
Oh no, I'm curvy. I have like a Kim Kardashian look to me.
Okay, so because I'm looking at your picture, and now, so the other questions I would have for you are you, and this is personal, and I apologize. The only man you're having sex with, or are there others?
No, I'm not someone who does like multiple people. I don't sleep around.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Okay, are you dating other men?
No, not right now. I talk to other people, like friends, but
are some of those friends men who clearly want to put their penis inside you?
Possibly.
We can't play around. You're not friends. These are men that you have waiting in the wings. It's kind of like in case of emergency, break glass. So we can't pretend they're friends. We have to be honest with ourselves first.
Yeah.
Okay? Let me back up for a second. Nicole, please.
Okay, darling. How's my sound? Because I adjusted my mic.
Go ahead. That's fine. Just pop on your camera so we can see your lovely face.
Okay. The reason why we're asking you this is because of sexual market value. And we're trying to determine, is he the best option for you? Or is this your ceiling cap? Only the fellas can determine that. What I will tell you is if you're having this much reservation, let them go and let somebody else get them. Okay. Because what you don't want to do, and what a lot of women do, is they mess over men. And then he gets bitter because he's messed over. If you don't want him, and this is what my dad taught me, if you don't want a man, let him go. And it doesn't sound like you really want him. It sounds like he's a good guy, and you know he has potential, even though he's actually moving towards being a great man, you are trying to convince yourself that there's other reasons why you shouldn't be with him, and don't. Move on. If you think you can do better, move on and let somebody else get him. Because all you're going to do is make his life miserable and your life miserable. You're 22. It doesn't sound like you want to be a stepmother, and there could be another woman that's ready for that. And that's pretty much what I have to say. Good luck in your endeavors trying to level up higher than that.
I do have other I
Huh?
do have other guys that I meet on a consistent basis, even older men, 35 to above my age, above 30, above 35, that are attracted and that try to pursue me. So I know I could do better. So that's my thing. It's like
So why are we talking about him though?
he keeps pursuing me. He wants to be with me in a serious committed relationship, but I just want to be friends. But he keeps pushing for a relationship. So it's
When I hear women say, and I do one-on-ones quite often, by the way, when I hear women say he has a great personality, I already know he's not her first choice. I already know that he is not. He ain't cute. He's not her first choice sexually. So, and I know that's kind of what's going on here. Although you know he's got the bag. And compared to the other guys on the table, even though they may be older, we're not talking about them. We're talking about this one. And you're having second thoughts about letting him go because you know he has the bag. You just
he has sort of the bag, but not fully.
at 28. At 28, he's doing pretty good at getting it, right? He's there for 28. So you're trying to convince yourself, do I let him go? So let me ask you something. How is he pursuing you? You're telling him you just want to be friends. I just want to be friends. He's like, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Be my girl. I mean, like, how is he pursuing you? Like, paint this picture for me.
He constantly visits me. He calls me all the time, or not all the time, every day, checks on me, gets me stuff. Just the way a typical girlfriend, boyfriend type of relationship, but it looks more like how he would treat a wife. Like he's very respectful, and he supports me. He is there for me. He shows up for me in times of need. Like if there's something wrong with my car, or like he's a good person, but he's not. I'm attracted to someone who is more masculine than him. He also has some beta male traits that I don't know. I'm attracted to really alpha men, like very masculine men.
For example, give me an example. What makes you think he's beta?
He's sometimes in the quiet side, and you know how masculine men can be more aggressive, not in a toxic way, but in a way that they put their foot down and say, this is my stance, some in that type of way. I don't know if that makes sense. So he's not the typical guy that I go for or I've dated before, but he's a kind, nice guy.
Oh, he's a nice guy. Okay, is he cute?
Yeah, he's cute.
Is he sexy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dear sister Nicole, I'm listening to the tone of your voice, and I don't want you to go down that road.
Because I'm already I already know what's the problem.
Let's let Brother Tony Maceo come in. Tony, are you listening?
He's gonna be nicer than me?
No, Tony, wait, back up. Tony, are you listening?
Yes.
Okay, this is a young woman who still has a chance. Let's not stab her in the face.
All right, man. All right, shit. Damn. Okay.
You
All
said
right.
want you to be nice.
I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
Nice. I just said we want to recognize that people can grow. I don't
Okay.
want to just stomp a hole in her ass and have
No. We're not gonna do that. No.
All right. Me personally, me. I take it for granted. This is me. I take it for granted that every woman has a dick in the closet. Okay? Everyone has a dick that they can just reach out and touch whenever they want it. And I think that this young lady is no exception. I say that to say this. I think this young lady has other options that she's entertaining. I think that she has other men available, other men that she likes that are more in the mode of what she wants, but she's not ready for what she needs. So you say that this guy calls you. Now, have you clearly communicated to this man that you just want to be his friend?
Yes, I have.
Did you spell out to him what that means?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you specifically tell this man that means it's probably not a good idea for you to call me every day? Did you tell him that?
Yes, I
Did
did.
you tell him it's probably not a good idea if you keep giving me gifts? Did you tell him that?
Yes.
Okay.
He does that on his own terms.
He does that on his own terms, and of course you keep the
Of course,
gift.
I say no.
Well, of course you say no. Do you,
What do you keep?
after you told him this, after you said this to him, did you in fact, or do you in fact go back around him or spend alone time with him after you've told him this?
No, I just keep to myself.
You just keep.
I distance myself. But
Okay, well,
he-
but see, this is what makes, I suspect here again, there's more here than what you're telling us. And I'm just going to be honest, ma'am, I don't expect you to tell the truth. I don't. And I understand if you don't. And I understand why, because I understand we all have our realities that we have to live under. And I understand that people are very sensitive to the perceptions and judgments of others. But if you've consistently told this man that you want to be his friend, if you've consistently turned back his presents every time he's tried to offer them to you, if you've consistently told this guy it's not a good idea for you to keep calling me when I just want to be your friend, but you show up here asking what you should do, there's clearly some indecision or inconsistent behavior on your part. This is what I'm guessing, that is causing him to act otherwise.
Are y'all
Clearly,
having sex? Are you guys having sex?
we stopped.
oh.
No. That's a halfway answer.
I was gonna see if y'all were gonna catch that. Okay.
Because you can't say we stopped last Friday. What I'm asking you is two completely separate questions.
So
One, gives
we
you
worked together.
the presents.
Once I told him that I don't see him as my husband or.
So wait a minute. You went to the store, bought the rubber, and used it, and now you want to take it back? Huh? So you let this guy have sex with you, and now you decide you don't want to be with him, and now you want to say, oh, let's just be friends. How many times did y'all have sex, ma'am? Hello?
I think we may have hit her upper limit on what she wants to discuss. My job is not here my job is not here. Our situation right now with what we're dealing with, and please forgive me as I'm typing at the same time, our job is not to.
Let me say this, and this is not a shot at her, but this is what happens with a lot of men that are angry on social media. They're saying they're into a woman or trying to be a good guy. They're doing all the things that women say we want. We want calls, we want texts, we want gifts, we want attention. And it sounds like this dude is giving all of that women say we want, and he's getting a runaround. And this is what men fear the most, is giving her everything, the textbook man she says she wants, and then yet getting a runaround.
I can tell you that the worst possible thing that can happen right now is, and I think I might simply be saying the same thing that Tony said. You're going to leave this guy. And when you do, you're going to find somebody who is a disciple of me or Tony. And you are going to have more fun with that man than you've ever had. And a year from now, he will have worn you out mentally, physically, to the point where you think, I have nothing left to give. Maybe he'll love me now. And then he'll just go spend more time with the other girl who he's also been fucking at the same time, which you knew. But I'm telling you this. As one of those older men.
The next dude will give you way less.
Whoo, it's not going to be pleasant for you. You're setting yourself up as a young woman with an amazing future. You're setting yourself up right now to be one of those angry, bitter, middle-aged women who says there are no good men, who will never admit that when she was young, there was a good man who threw roses at her feet.
She's proof, Ev. She's proof. I tell these women all the time, y'all go around talking about black men don't provide. Black men don't want commitment. Black men don't want relationships. Men don't want, they just want to use, they just want sex. And then when I tell them to go back over your history in your life, all of the men that you curved, you can't say that anymore. All y'all could have been married. This is her chance to level up, to secure the bag. No, so what happened, I'm going to predict what happened is 5 or 6 years from now, because he's going to go travel, because his co-workers and his homeboys are telling him, man, you making that money? Why are you tripping on her? Go overseas, go get you this, go get you that. And then he's going to see, well, why am I settling down right now? Let me just take care of my kids. Let me just do my thing. And you won't be able to get this man on the phone. You won't be able to get this man to take you to get some steak. You won't be able to get this man in the bed. Or you'll get him in the bed, but he won't call you. You'll just be in his rotation. And then when he finally gets ready to settle down, he'll buy her the 4-bedroom house. He'll buy her the Benz. And he'll take her off her job. That's what's going to happen.
You're running that spare tire game, baby. But the spare tire in the trunk, it's flat too. Okay? You running that spare tire game, but the tire in the trunk is flat. So when you break down on the freeway and you don't have AAA, you're on your own. You on your own. Because nobody else is coming. After the prince comes the pimp. You will see a guy like me, and he will be offering you 75. Okay, and you're going to take the 75.
Hold on. Tell him what it means.
I would say that I'm not.
Oh, there she is.
I'm not trying to use him. So we were both in something serious before. So it's not like I was using him for his money, using him for his resources, using him for his time, because it was both of us in a mutual agreement. I just realized that this might not be the best partnership for me. So I should probably find someone else. So that's why I'm asking for advice.
I'm curious, what was the agreement?
That we would get to know each other and see if it's something we should pursue.
And while you were getting to know each other, you halfway had sex?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Having sex isn't getting to know each other. You've already given away the bag. And here's the other thing. This guy doesn't realize yet, and you better hope he doesn't. Mm-hmm. He doesn't realize he doesn't have to give you anything. You've already given away the store.
This is the type of dude, I'm going to tell you right now. This is the type of dude right now, he's going to get online 10 years from now and go, these women didn't want me. And I was a good guy. These women didn't want me. And now that I'm successful, I'm making all the money. Now they want me. That's this guy right now. In a few years, he'll be making 6 figures plus, and then everybody's gonna want him.
With kids. They're not gonna care about the kids.
Yep.
They're not going to care about the kids. They're not going to care about the fact that he's been divorced. They're not going to care about anything. So if you legitimately don't like the guy, okay, just leave him alone. Just cut ties, just cut chalks and leave him alone. That means leave him alone. Normally I wouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it here. That means even if you have to not take the phone calls, leave him alone. Even if you have to send back the presents, leave him alone. Even if you have to
being mean to people.
I'm sorry.
Wait. Let me back up. Hold on, brother Tony. Hold on. I need to ask her something real quick. Are you proposing that giving him presents back is being mean to him?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
let me back up. I want to be clear. Okay. I want to be clear. Are you saying that giving him his presents back is being mean?
No, not at all. I was saying that I was still responding to him as a friend because I cared for him. But I think he was looking at it as this is a way that I could still be in her life and maybe she'll accept me, not understanding that I'm really wanting him to give me my space and to allow me to just be. And I'm just caring for him, not that I'm wanting something with him.
What do the other guys do? You said they're older. What do they do for a living? What line of work are they in?
They have their own businesses. Some work in IT. I just meet different guys.
Are they
I don't
doing you for relationships?
They do.
Mm-hmm.
well, your stock is kind of high right now, baby.
Yeah.
But the ticker is running. The ticker is running, and time. I'm gonna give you a little tip. Time is not on your side. Time is gonna work against you, because as this guy gets older, he's going to become more stable and he's going to become more attractive to women that want that stability. So whereas right now you are getting the gifts, in another 10 years, another 5 years, he's going to be getting the gifts. He's going to be getting the gifts. He's going to be getting the draws. He's going to be getting all the benefits that come with him being a successful guy.
And here's the trick to that. What Tony isn't telling you, that he may just simply not have time to go into, is that when he flips over and gets gifts, he's going to get gifts from today until the day he dies, because there is no expiration date on a man's success. It's like your beauty. Your beauty, if you don't get a man that wants to be everything that this man wants to be.
Lock him down now, girl.
Because here's the last thing I'm going to say as we wrap what turned into a civilized but unconventional discussion, and I love you all, is this. If you don't get rid of this guy, which I think you should, okay? If you don't get rid of him, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're not going to get rid of him. Maybe you'll marry him, but you won't really respect him the way that you want a man to respect a woman to respect a man. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to meet someone exciting. You're going to meet somebody like me or Tony, who's only having fun for the rest of their life, who can be everything that you really are kind of looking forward to, will treat you indifferently, constantly have my foot in your ass. And if you don't come to me with presents, if you don't do the things I tell you to do immediately, we'll just leave you. You're going to find that guy. He's going to be so much fun that you don't realize the damage you're doing to yourself, to your relationship, to your self-esteem, and to his future when you're banging this guy on the side and think that something good will happen. I can't tell you how many women I've seen go through that stage of not realizing that this side dick, he doesn't really care about you. But when you have a husband at home who does, then you end up that woman between two. I just had a friend of mine. I'm a blacksmith. I was literally polishing one of my knives one night that I forged. He calls me crying, talking about I went to his house and told him I left my husband for him, and he looked at me like I was stupid. And I said, well, Go ahead.
Does she have kids? You have kids, Nada?
No, I do not. I graduated college last year.
And
So
that, oh, go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
that's why him having kids is something that doesn't sit well with me,
Okay.
because I'm not looking into, and I'm still young. Maybe that would change with time, but for now, I don't see myself stepping in as their mother.
If that does change, because I'm gonna tell you, it's fun until you miss your cycle. When you have to go to the man you want and tell him you've missed your cycle, you're done. You're done, because the man you want, when you tell him that, the man you want, when you tell him that, he will quickly become invisible. He's gone. He's out of there.
Now you got a situation.
He's out of there. It's almost like when you got a pocket full of money. It's almost like having a pocket full of money. You're not hungry when you have a pocket full of money. But when your ass get down to them last $2, you start to get kind of hungry. Your belly starts talking to you when you're down to your last $2.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, okay.
So
how much do you weigh?
170.
So you're not a small woman.
No, I'm thick but curvy, like in.
And this is me being reasonable, not being mean. If your avatar picture is an accurate description of what you look like, you're caught in this awkward situation, because as you grow older, getting into that condition that you need to be in to extend the life cycle of you being able to get all those men fighting over you, it's going to go away quickly. You're not going to realize that 1 or 2 pounds, as it stacks up, diminishes how they're going to look at you and how they're going to treat you. You're going to think this is going to last forever, but you don't understand that your youth and beauty, I think, needs to be capitalized on.
I was married at 23. And he had a child from a previous relationship. He wasn't even married to her. So at least he was married. So that is a really good sign that this man is marriageable. He did the right thing. He was married. That's, but hey.
But we just got to be honest. She don't want the guy.
She don't want him. She don't
want the guy.
For
whatever reason.
Stop sleeping with him. Stop taking the gifts.
I love you all. I got to get out of here. I got something I gotta do.
Thank you so much.
We're going to do this again. And thank you for having the courage to talk to us.
Thank you for being transparent. That's big ups for you. Because
here's the thing. I think you don't know how many other young women that you've helped, and our door is always open for you. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
I love you all. Everybody have a great night. Be sure to click subscribe, and thank you. Thank you, Tony, for coming in as a late addition to the game. Nicole, we are going to do this again. You're beautiful.
Thanks for having me, dear.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nicole got the best ratchets.